Hi, I'm Jeff Cohn, host of the Team Building Podcast, where we interview top team leaders, broker owners, and thought leaders from across the country. Today, we have our very own Kathryn Nizzi in studio, not from across the country. She is from Omaha, Nebraska, born and raised. Very excited to interview Kathryn about all the different tools that we're taking advantage of and all of the amazing events that we have in store for you in 2023. Kathryn, welcome to the show.
I'm back.
Wait, you got to go, I'm back.
I'm back. Everyone's favorite guest.
Absolutely. Well, we're really excited today to have you on the show. And I want to start out right away for people to follow along if they want to see all the amazing tools we offer. What's the best place to go to find out what tools we take advantage of?
Yeah, so the best place to go to get all of our tools, all of the resources that we use is growwithers.com. And if you click on the tools button, it'll bring you to our tools page. Jeff's favorite tools is also a great place to go. That will give you a fill form and it'll send you all of the links and all of the documents that we have to do with our tools. But growwithers.com, click on tools and that'll bring you to our resources page.
Perfect. Also, be sure to ask anyone and everyone you pay for services from or you're buying some type of technology. Be sure to let them know that you follow the ERS podcast or the team building podcast. You're part of the elite real estate systems world, and therefore you want a discount. Most of our partners, we've already pre-negotiated some type of an onboarding discount or monthly discount. So that is the biggest win for our listeners is you're probably using services today that you didn't know you could get a discount on if you simply let people know that you're in our world.
Yeah, just say, I love when radio ads were like, the radio host would be like, just say Mike sent you from the radio station. Well, literally, you can just say, Jeff Cohn sent me here. What's up?
He promised a huge discount. What do you have to offer me today?
Yeah,
and usually salespeople will chuckle and say, well, we don't really have a discount, but let me see what I can do for you.
Yeah.
So awesome. Well, let's just get started first and foremost, Kathryn. As we look at all of the different technology systems, tools that we're taking advantage of, the thing that I think sets us apart from a lot of the other podcasts that I've followed is that all of the tools we recommend, we use.
Absolutely. If you're on our tools page, I'm going to go down the list of all the ones we're going to cover today. So we'll talk about Sisu. We're going to talk about McKissick Learning. We'll talk about Boomtown. We'll talk about Rockerbox. We're going to talk about Dotloop. We're going to talk about Just Realty List, our Craigslist posting company, realestateinvestor.com, Vulcan 7, and Hactics.
Awesome. And also, just to create context, which we don't talk about this often, in the state of Nebraska, we run a Keller Williams market center / brokerage called KW Elite. The real estate company we own is Elite Real Estate Systems, and it's agnostic to any brokerage brand. So we have thousands of coaching clients, hundreds of teams that get coached by us as well. You don't have to be using any of these specific tools to be a coaching client of ours. You don't have to be at any specific brokerage. You can be independent to be a coaching client of ours. I just wanted to start with that because we can speak to any type of tech stack that's out there. And we're also open. All of our training is evergreen. So for example, we use Boomtown at our team here and in some of our expansion teams. But if you're running just Command or Brivity or Sync or Real Geeks or Firepoint or any of the other platforms that are out there, that's totally fine. Yeah. Our content will still be specific to you.
I got an email yesterday from one of our team leaders and they're like, hey, we've built out your system that you use in Boomtown in their CRM and Real Geeks, I believe it was. And they're like, is this look right? And I looked through it. I was like, looks great. Have at it.
Yep. Follow-up Boss is another one. Yep. I think they're a CRM solution on the back end and they have APIs that tie into most front-end website solutions. So there's really not one right way. Just pick a way. And I always tell people, and I know Kathryn shares the same belief, there's no one right way. It's just being consistent with the way you do choose to do it. Consistency wins out.
Yeah. And two, when we started in spreadsheets.
Excel,
spreadsheets are a great place to start too if you don't want to spend the money or have the money to invest in some technology. We love spreadsheets too.
And we're still on G Suite. We use G Suite for everything from Google Forms to Google Meet to Google Drive,
all
slides,
of it, email, calendars.
It's integrated into our whole world. So let's go through the list.
Yeah, let's dive into Sisu.
Okay.
We just relaunched Sisu here at KW Lead in the brokerage. We have been advocates for Sisu since they came out. Before that, we used another platform and spreadsheets.
Yep, we used Gecko boards with Google Forms that tied in. Sisu is Gecko boards on steroids. They do everything. So it's gamification. So you can give agents points for certain activities that are important for them to be doing on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, like key performance indicators, including like outbound calls or door knocks or open houses that they host. And then it also can track goals. So someone could say, hey, I'm going to make X amount of calls this week. And then they can put in what they actually realized. It'll track sales. It'll track income. It'll do a yearly analysis of this year versus last year. Pretty much anything and everything you always said, I wish I had a system that did blank. Sisu can do that for you.
Yeah, and we have it broadcasted in our TVs, and I think I see agents looking at it every single day. I mean, I look at it every single day just to see
It lives
what's
on all
going
of our flat
on.
screens.
Yeah, and it looks sharp. It looks good. Sisu does a great job of innovating and trying to be what's better, what's next, what can we add, what can we take away, what.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I know they're rolling out a new platform here in the next couple of months that's going to help with contract to close. So it'll also be a back-end process management technology platform. So they're continuing to innovate. They've got over 60 employees. They've done an incredible job. They've grown very fast. They're based out of Utah, and they have thousands and thousands of people on their platform. They're also going to be speaking at our Team Building Summit this summer as one of our keynote speakers. You want to talk a little bit about the summit?
Yeah, so our Team Building Summit, those of you who've been before, or if not, please come. We would love to have you. It's in Omaha, Nebraska. It's downtown Omaha, Nebraska, so the opposite part of town if you've been to our office. May 31st through June 2nd, which is a Wednesday through a Friday. We will be covering shared services. We'll be covering technology from Dotloop to Boomtown to Sisu to the ERS platform. We'll be talking ancillary businesses, so title, mortgage, insurance, property management, investment portfolios. All of the topics that we have preached and lived by for the last really 3 years on this podcast will really come to fruition, and you'll hear from all of the people we believe to be experts, the people we go to ask the questions on stage. And we are expecting about 200 to 300 people. It's super fun. We know how to throw a good party, I will say. I don't mean to toot
I agree with that one.
I don't mean to toot our own horn, but we know how to throw a good event. It's quality, it's personal, and we would love to see you guys there. Tickets are $297, teambuildingsummit.com.
TheTeamBuildingSummit.com?
TheTeamBuildingSummit.com.
And what a lot of people don't know on events, and for anyone that's hosted, we don't make money on events. The goal of the event, it's a loss leader to, of course, invite people into our coaching world. We have a huge surprise this summer because it's not just going to be inviting into coaching. I kind of teased this in a few episodes ago, but I'm not going to take away the surprise. You got to come to Omaha to find out. But we will have a group of individuals that are non-ERS clients that are going to get to beta test something that's coming in Q4 of 2023 that's going to make a huge impact across the country when it comes to a tech stack, shared services, and the ability to invest into joint ventures and ancillary businesses, including but not limited to mortgage, title, insurance, investment, and property management.
Mm-hmm. And for those of you who think Q4 is far away, it's not.
It's right around the corner. Yeah. It'll be here before you know. So yeah, come out to the Team Building Summit. We have a great time there. We'd love to have you there.
Beautiful
Make it a
time
trip.
to be in Omaha.
It's fun. And of course the content's there and it's worth coming from a business standpoint. The cost is inexpensive to fly into Omaha. Oh, by the way, it's at the Marriott Capital District, downtown Omaha, Nebraska, which is a 4-minute Uber ride from the airport. So I know everyone says, oh, it's Omaha. Well, in the summer, Omaha's beautiful. It's not as hot as Vegas or Arizona, and it's not 30 minutes away from the airport.
Yeah.
And all of the venues that we host are all private venues.
Yeah.
So there's not tons of people. It's just very private, and it's a really fun time.
Yeah. Okay, our next one on our tools page is McKissick Learning.
Yep.
We do have a code used for McKissick Learning to get you 20% off there. I know all of the agents in our office use that to renew their CE, and I'm not a real estate agent, so I've never used McKissick, so I'll let Jeff take that one.
Yeah, so all of us have to renew every 2 years. You've got 12 to 15, 18 credit hours. You can go on to McKissick.
That everybody does in December?
Yeah, that everyone procrastinates throughout the year and then does it the last second. It's super inexpensive. I want to say with the discount code, it's like $40 every 3-hour classes. And one of the nicest things I like about McKissick, you can run through the content really fast, and the classes are done very well. So you read through all the content, you take the quiz, and then you move on to the next one. So I was going to pull this up because I don't know how to spell it. Do you want to spell McKissick for everyone?
McKissock.
And then what's the discount code?
20%.
Oh, wow. Okay. And what's the code that they have to put in?
ERS.
Okay. Put in the code ERS. You get 20% off your class. That's a good one.
Yeah.
What's on next?
Boomtown.
All right. So we've spoken to Boomtown. We launched our platform in 2011. It was September. And to date, we believe we've had more success on the platform than any other team. If you can contest that, we'll actually pay a $100 gift card to the restaurant of your choice. You have to give us verified information, but we've converted over 2,500 internet leads on the Boomtown platform. And our team grew from 70 to 700 sales in 6 years. So if anyone grew faster selling residential homes in a team platform and or has converted more than 2,500 internet leads on any platform inside or outside of Boomtown, let us know. We'll pay $100 to the restaurant of your choice. We've said things like this. If you guys have ever heard other podcast episodes, no one has ever challenged us. And I think today we've had over 6 million listeners. Last year we had over 160,000 downloads. And we don't say it as a flex. It's simply to establish ourselves as the experts on these topics. And we're surprised. We share everything on the podcast. Like for anyone that's been following this for a long time.
Too much.
We're transparent.
Yeah.
It doesn't get more transparent. Like we literally share with you every topic we cover in our team leader content. We have one episode a month where I share the main topic. I just got done recording today on our lead conversion topic. I shared the exact systems and processes we've used the last 10 years to convert over 2,500 internet leads, where I made $10 million and our agents made $10 million. So we were able to do all of that on the Boomtown platform. We've been very happy with Boomtown.
Yeah, and for those of you who were at Unite last year, we hosted a 2-hour mastermind, and we are going to be doing the same thing this year. So for those of you who don't know, Unite is Boomtown's annual event. It is now Inside Real Estate and Boomtown's annual event. So that's the April 16th through the 18th. We will be there again this year hosting a 2-hour mastermind about how to adjust in a shifting market. And it'll be a 2-hour team leader mastermind. It's very, we talk, we get into the nitty gritty, we answer the questions. And it was a huge hit last year, and we thought it was very successful. So if you're headed out there, we'd love to see you.
And that's in South Carolina, Charleston. So we'd love to see you guys there. We'll also host some type of a happy hour. We don't know which night yet, but last year it was huge. We had like 150 or 200 people that came to our happy hour. We'll plan on doing that as well. So if you're part of the Boomtown community or you haven't signed up for Boomtown yet, but you're going to be signing up for Boomtown, be sure to check out our mastermind breakout as well as our special ERS party. And if you're ever wondering when stuff is taking place, just reach out to Elite Real Estate Systems on Instagram, or you can email Kathryn at eliterealestatesystems.com.
Kathryn.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Next.
Rockerbox.
Ooh, here we go. Mr. Joshua Cunningham and I met years and years ago. He was introduced to me by Frank Klesitz, who owns Viral Marketing. And Josh and I hit it off. I actually noticed his last name was similar to my grandmother's, not similar, the same last name as my grandmother's maiden name. And so we did a little genealogical work. Josh's dad got me his great-great-grandfather's name, and I matched it up on my Ancestry.com account. And we have the same great-great-great-grandfather. So it makes him, I think him and I are 7th cousins or something. Kind of a silly fact, but fun, and I always like to share it. Josh's company is out of College Station, Texas, and they are one of our sponsors at the Team Building Summit. They do an amazing job with assisting in lead conversion when it comes to any type of lead source that you have flowing in to any type of CRM platform. And their group is all college kids. That's what their unique selling prop is. You've got these very motivated college kids working 5, 10, 20-hour shifts, and they're all educated on Sync, Boomtown Command, Brivity, all of the platforms that are out there. And they're just taking all the busy work away from your team. If your agents aren't willing to make the calls, like a lot of agents aren't, Rockerbox is right there. It's very economical to pay for them to make those calls for you. And I would definitely recommend them. You can, like Kathryn has shared, find their link at jeffsfavoritetools.com.
Yeah.
And on all of these, you'll find we have videos. When you go into these sites, we have our own custom landing pages where we talk about their products as well. So to find out more about Rockerbox, go check it out on the site.
Yeah. Okay, next is Dotloop.
All right. So we actually have just recently started really promoting Dotloop's additional products. They're constantly launching more and more. So they just launched and acquired Showing Time, and they've just launched a new product called Showing Time Plus.
Yep.
Of course, we've been on their Dotloop for Teams product for
Since it came out.
Yeah, when it launched in like 17 or 18.
Yeah.
And we've been part of Dotloop since 2015. Dotloop does an incredible job, you guys, and we couldn't say more about them. I mean, they have just continued to innovate and make it easier for agents for e-signing, setting up showings. I believe a lot of their products are also going to be now in the marketing space, 3D, 6D technology space. And so as we have more and more things to share, we'll definitely do that. But to gain more information about Dotloop for Team, Showing Time Plus, feel free to click on that link inside of our page.
Yeah. And then the next one is our Craigslist posting company called Just Realty List.
Yeah, this is Alberto.
Yes.
I actually got to meet him. We went on a team trip a couple years ago down to the Dominican Republic. He's in the Dominican. He has all of his people are employed there. And yeah, you heard it right. Craigslist. A lot of people call us out and say, oh, you can't sell on Craigslist. We sold like 10 or 12 houses last year on Craigslist.
Has the best lead conversion.
Yeah, it's our number one ROI.
Yes.
Not the best lead conversion. The best return on investment.
Yes.
I want to say it was like 10x, 12x. So he charges a flat fee for the entire year. I want to say it's like
$1,000.
Is it that cheap?
Yeah. That was
that's
his
just
promotion.
ridiculous. So he has a special deal right now for all of our ERS clients. You guys, it's $1,000 for the whole year. And his people log into your CRM every day. They grab all your team or brokerage's active listings with the permission of your broker or team leader. And then they post them to Craigslist. And then they delete the post or renew the post every day so it stays on the top of Craigslist, which then drive leads. And it works really well with Boomtown because Boomtown has a Craigslist posting feature. You obviously are going to have a squeeze page to point the leads to, but we generate a lot of leads every month, a couple hundred leads a month off Craigslist.
Do you want to say why the ROI is so important?
Well, the return on investment's huge because you're spending $1,000 for the year. Like I said, we did about 8 deals last year.
Right, but there's a very specific thing about Craigslist is you can't post active links. And why does that make it the ROI? Because people literally have to copy and paste the link into their web address and then they get that squeeze page. So it really is, it's the more hoops they jump through, the better the lead you're going to get.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Very similar to like a Zillow lead requesting to see a house.
Yes.
So the more hoops that somebody has to jump through, you're saying it shows that they're more interested in seeing that particular house. So they're frustrated. They copy the link. They paste it in their browser. It populates the house they're ready to look at. They go to click on it. They're clicking through the pictures.
Squeeze
and
page.
if it's Boomtown after 4 picture clicks, squeeze page. And now they put all this time and energy. They've left Craigslist's website.
Yeah.
They're on Boomtown. So odds are they're going to give us their info and they're more interested than your traditional.
Yeah.
So that's a good point. So yeah, if you have interest in reaching out to him, you can find his information at jeffsfavoritetools.com, like we said, or growwithers.com, and just let him know that you're part of the Team Building Podcast or ERS world and that you want to take advantage of his $1,000 a year promotion. Guys, there's not a better option. It's super inexpensive.
And just so everyone knows, you do reach out to him on Facebook. It does link you to his Facebook. He does not have like a traditional website.
Cool.
Vulcan 7.
Yeah, this one is awesome. I know when I first started calling on expired and FSBO leads, I was using the Red X. And the Red X was great, but everyone's like, hey, if you want all the next of kin contact information instead of just the primary resident, you want to be able to really find their number because it's hard these days. A lot of people don't have landlines. And so Vulcan 7 does a really good job at providing you not only the primary owner's contact information, but you get their kids, sometimes their aunts, their uncles, their grandparents. And it does a great job at helping you find all of the data surrounding any certain search you want to do, including expired, FSBO, canceled. We've had a lot of success on it.
Yeah. Okay, so those are all of the topics or all of the companies that we push on our tools page. The next thing I want to get into is our March team building workshop. I know we have had a lot of marketing go on around that, and that is March 21st. And you can get a 50% off using the March workshop, MARCHWS code, if you go to our events page on our website. So why don't you go into a little bit about what the March team building workshop is, what the team building workshop is, and why that has really been the bread and butter for a lot of our clients of coming to that and people who want to dive into the team building world.
Yeah. And I think another delineation too to draw out here for any listener is what's the difference between the virtual workshop and the in-person workshop and the in-person workshop and the team building summit. And The only difference between virtual and in-person is in-person's in person.
Yeah.
The content's going to be the same. I think the other big difference is when you're in person, and all of us have experienced this, especially now coming out of COVID, is
Networking.
time with humans is so much more valuable when you're in person than when you're virtual. And Kathryn made this mention when it was in regards to the Team Building Summit. It's the same for the workshop. We spend a lot of time with our guests. So we're going to be with you guys in the evenings. We're going to do cocktail hours, dinners.
You'll be sick of us.
Yeah, it is 2 days and it's hard, like action packed. We have a good time. So all day on Tuesday, we'll be going through the team building workshop curriculum. I'll spend time going through with Andy culture. We'll cover leads, accountability systems, strategies. We'll talk about all the verticals that we're going to cover at the Team Building Summit, which include the mortgage, title, insurance, investing, property management, how to scale your business, not just focusing on recruiting, but also other ways to generate additional revenue, like the ancillaries that I just mentioned. We'll talk about the tech stack, like we talked about just now, and additional technologies that we're taking advantage of. We'll have keynotes as well that we'll attend. Sometimes we have private, VIPs that will show up as attendees that will also speak. We have a couple people in mind for the March workshop, but the summit is very different. So the workshop's a smaller group. It's more intimate. You have 15 or 20.
You get to ask your nitty gritty questions to us, and then the Team Building Summit, you hear from everyone in our world.
And you got a 300 person audience at the summit, and we got 15 or 20 people at the workshop. So we'd recommend both. If it's a choice between one or the other, I would ask yourself, do you need more of the one-on-one attention where you can ask one-off questions pertinent to just your team? Or would you like more of the holistic download from every industry leader and all of the different ancillary businesses that are out there? We'd obviously love to see you come out to both of the events. We make $0 on the events. We don't host events to generate profit directly from the event. We make our money because we add additional value to our existing client base. And then, of course, we can get more people to sign up for coaching. That's the upsell. And we don't do that the entire time. We'll talk about joining for maybe 10 minutes. Like, I've been to events where like the whole event is selling. We're not selling. We're here to provide value. You're getting like a crash course. You're getting all 52 weeks of our content that you get when you sign up for group coaching. You're getting it in 8 hours. So you're getting all of it like downloaded. People's faces at the end of the day are like exhausted because it's so much.
I'm exhausted at the end of the day.
It's a lot.
And I've heard the information for 5 years now.
And it's still tiring.
And it's still.
But we keep you caffeinated. We have coffee. We got
nitro
drinks.
cold brew on tap.
We literally have nitro cold brew in the office on tap. We also have several alcoholic beverages on tap. We have a 4-tap kegerator, 2 refrigerators. We keep people going all day long.
And I think too, it's important. You're going to come with different questions. So the questions you're trying to get answered when you're listening to these episodes are going to be different every time you tune into an episode. And it's like the workshop. You're going to come with your 5 questions, and then your next event, at any event, you're going to have 5 new questions, hopefully, because you're at a different place in your business. So I think that's really important to be like, oh, I went to your virtual workshop or I listened to the podcast. You're in a different mindset. And you're in a different place, hopefully, you know, and you're also around like-minded people. On the podcast, you don't get the feedback, or on the virtual events, you don't get the feedback that where other people are, and the perspective per se, and the networking, and it's awesome. And again, we know how to throw a good event. Also, we like to eat good food, which I would say is one of our strong suits.
We'll take you guys to some nice restaurants. We'll cater in, I think, at one point. We'll do a happy hour Monday night, the night before. We also, as far as pricing is concerned, I said our goal is break even. So what is the cost for the March workshop?
$497.
Okay, and that's if they use the 50%
The March WS code. Yep.
And you get it for $497.
Yeah, and a lot of promotional emails about that are going out right now. So if you're not on our email list, you can go to our website and sign up for that as well.
EliteRealEstateSystems.com.
Yep, EliteRealEstateSystems.com.
Okay. And if you guys have any specific questions for Kathryn regarding the workshop or the summit this summer or anything else regarding coaching, just email her. You can just use Kathryn at EliteRealEstateSystems.com, Kathryn. No question's a bad question. It's easy to travel to Omaha. If you're searching airline tickets, just use airport code OMA. It's Omaha Eppley Airfield. It's 25 minutes from our office if you're coming out to the workshop. We host it at our office. The office is pretty unique as well. And a lot of people, we take it for granted because we're just used to it. We've been here for almost 3 years. But we put about we built a $1.5 million build out, and we're in one of the nicest offices in Nebraska. It's a gorgeous space. It's a 10,000 square foot hybrid tech powered office. We say it's the tech-powered office for the future, and the future's now, post-COVID. Everything works virtually, all of our rooms. We have 6 really nice conference rooms, and then we have a big workspace that's like an event area, a 75-person training room with 4 wall-mounted cameras. We have our studio, which you'll get to check out, which we're in right now, which is about a 400-square-foot studio. You'll get to meet our producer, Dana, who's with us on all of our podcast episodes. I look at him right now and smile as I say that. And he also produces all of our training. So you'll get to see a lot of things that you wouldn't get to really hear about from the podcast or get to see if you came to just the Team Building Summit.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Kat.
For having me back.
Thanks
I know
for coming
I'm
on the
everyone's
show.
favorite guest. That's what they say.
Everyone loves you so much.
In the
You do such a
reviews,
good
it's
job.
just all about me.
Yeah, she's asking for shout outs on the reviews, guys. Don't do it or else she's going to always put those in my face.
5 stars. But that is a way to help us. If you guys can do anything, we would love a 5-star review or whatever review you believe is.
No, if it's not 5 stars, don't even bother. And by the way, if you want to continue saying that I interrupt everyone, whoever that is, I would love to bring you on the show and interrupt you.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Kat. Love you.